Okay. Okay, good. I'm just hearing things in the ears. So we immigrated to the United States, but it took a long time for me to get my green card, my work permit, in order to be able to work here in the United States. So I had a lot of different jobs that I did trying to get by. One night, I actually met a young lady at a comedy club. I started doing stand-up comedy because, my life was a joke, and I needed to have, an outlet. But the point is that I met this young lady one night, and back then we had pagers, and I got her page number. We found each other attractive, and I ended up following up with her. And she said, yes, we can go out on a date, but we have to go buy my business first. So we went by her business, and that was my first network marketing direct sales meeting ever. I was sitting in the front row, and strangely enough, she was trained very, very well. And what that means is that she didn't just have me as a prospect. Even though we were going out on a date later, she had 4 other gentlemen that showed up sitting in the front row. And I was, I thought this is a strange way to start out a relationship. But what I got to see that night, Gary and Arthur and the rest of the audience listening, is I got to see an opportunity where I could change my life. And so I decided that I would take a stab at trying to do this business of network marketing. And what I want everybody to realize is I was getting paid under the table, in essence, no taxes were taken out and what have you. I was getting paid cash. I was making about $1,100 a month. That's what I was living on in Los Angeles. And my rent at that time, I didn't own homes and stuff. At that time, I was paying $700 a month in rent, and I had enough left over for Burger King and beer because, that's what was left over. My life wasn't on the career path that I wanted it to be. So I then went to this meeting, saw the difference, saw the changes. My first year after I joined that company, now that company wasn't Jeunesse Global, but the industry of network marketing is what I love. And in that business, my first year, I made over $40,000. My first year in that new company. This is back in 1989. Many years ago. What's really important, Gary and Arthur, is that I actually met my good friend Jason Karamanis in that company, and of course, Jason's my sponsor today inside Jeunesse. But just to put everything in perspective, this industry has a way of, if you adopt it, if you allow it in, and you allow yourself to be transparent, and you allow yourself to work within the industry, it has the ability to really change not only your life, but change the real person that you are, to become the person that you are. It's almost like, coming out and going in as a worm and coming out as a butterfly. And that's what happens. All of you have the ingredients inside yourselves to be successful. You just have to have the right opportunity in front of you so that you can finance your dream with the right opportunity. So, Gary, that's my answer to your first question, and I hope I'm coming through loud and clear. You guys still there? Because I'm trying to hear you right now. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, yes.
Okay.
I was hearing you, and then it went off.
Yeah. It's good? You hear me now?
Yes, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. So, your answer was very clear. And honestly, all of us, like me personally, I had a small business with my dad, and I never built a huge business, an international business, and this is what I learned in this business also, and that was a new skill that I built myself also. Totally what happened with you, it happened with all the people that I met in this industry. The second question is why you chose from all the entrepreneurial careers in this world, and we all agree that to live the dream life, or at least the lifestyle that we deserve, employment is not one of the best choices. Most of the business owners or entrepreneurs live that lifestyle. So from all the options, why you chose network marketing?
Okay, so like yourself, Gary, my dad wasn't happy that I chose network marketing as a career, and that's not because it's not a good industry. It's just that you got to understand the animal. My father's very, very successful in his line of work, which is distribution. He does drinks, beers and beverages and what have you around the world. That's my father's passion. And so I understood distribution from working with my dad. But what I wanted to be, I think there's something inside everybody, a seed of greatness that people want to become what their real purpose is in life. I believe that, these things are inside your heart. And the reason why I chose this industry is what I found out about the direct sales industry when done correctly. Because, there's a lot of people that try to get you into a lot of different things in our industry, and just some of them are not good vehicles or not good choices. The industry is always great, talking to people, being able to recruit, being able to influence, being able to have a person decision to become a customer. All those, sorry guys, I got interrupted with a phone call. All those are kind of standard in the space, those items, but choosing the right vehicle is very, very important. So I was always searching for what that right vehicle would be. And over the years, I've owned 2 network marketing companies. So when you become an owner in a company, you kind of then have a different understanding of the inner workings of a company. And my friend Jason Karamanis, who's my sponsor, he's the Imperial Diamond Director in the company. He's almost Crown, which is the highest level in the company. He said to me, "Listen, you've cut your teeth. You've done very, very well in this industry. Why don't you take a serious look at Jeunesse?" And the reason why I chose Jeunesse, the reason why I chose this industry, is because it'll help you become a better person. You'll learn to develop your skills. You'll also learn to use the skills in personal development. And this is what makes the industry work very, very well. Jeunesse, speaking about that company, the company that we're in marketing and promoting and opening up with Lebanon and making things happen with around the world. And this goes to everybody here. Jeunesse is open in over 130 plus countries around the world. So there's everywhere we can do business. But what I love is the work ethic of the owners. And when I first was introduced to Jeunesse, I was actually hired as a consultant for the first 6 months. And I was flying out to Florida, coming back to California, flying out to Florida every 2 weeks. And I got to see and meet with, the finance department, the marketing department, the operations department, customer service, promotions, shipping, how a box should go out. I got to see all the inner workings of the company before I decided that I would become a distributor. And Gary and Arthur and the rest of the people listening in, if you got to see what I've gotten to see, and that's one of the reasons why we're having this incredible Zoom call right now, if you got to see the same things I've got to see, you would start to really understand that you could put your energies and efforts into this company or into this industry. And that's what I got to see. And that's why I made the decision to do something here in Jeunesse. I made the decision to become a distributor. And the rest is history from there. I like to work, and I appreciate the work ethic of the owners of the company.
Okay. Thank you, Adam. I think you already answered the third question that I had here written. What is Jeunesse from all those companies? Can you share with us, because most of the people, they don't know, I personally saw your account. I had the privilege. So what kind of success we are talking? Maybe you don't want to say the numbers, but how many people you have in your organization? What can you share to us? And how long you've been with Jeunesse?
Okay. I've been with Jeunesse now just over 5 years. Which is exciting, but I think the most exciting thing is helping people understand the kind of revenues that can be made through the compensation plan and the structure of actually marketing the product. So just to put things in perspective, when I first started out, Gary and Arthur and team members here, my first check in the company for my first week's work was $275. You know, anything worthwhile starts out small. Your ideas start out small, and you slowly start to expand on those ideas, and they grow and they grow and they grow and they grow, and they can become very, very big if you allow them to. What I realized in the space was I had a company at that time that was shipping to about 70 countries, maybe 73 countries around the world. I had been in the network marketing industry. I'd owned two companies. I saw what Jeunesse was been able to do. So I knew I'd be able to build a very, very big team. But to answer your question more directly, I was giving you a few moments ago, I was talking about my first year back in 1989, my first year in the industry. And I made just over $40,000. Well, just to put things in perspective, my checks from Jeunesse now, $40,000 is like, I don't know, 3 days work inside the business. And I say 3 days work, it's residual income or passive income or ongoing income. And that's because I spent my time building my teams around the world, doing training seminars like the one, Gary, that you went to, and influencing people to say, let's go make some big life changes. But here, just to put things in a different perspective, and I don't mind, I'm not showing you my Jeunesse back office, but I'll show you, like, I think this will show up okay on the screen. I'll show, like, I don't know if that's showing up or not, but this is weekly checks from the company, okay, which is very, very significant down this side. But just to put things in perspective, when people are able to earn upwards of, $100, $200, $300, $400,000 in a month, and people ask me, say, well, what are you doing? What's the size of your team? Like you just asked, it's significant now, but it didn't. Hundreds of thousands of people, but it didn't start out that way. And for the people watching this seminar, webinar, Zoom call around the world, your business is not going to just go ahead and just explode. Okay, your business isn't going to, go and become the biggest that it can become. Okay, and the point I'm trying to make to everybody here, can you guys still hear me? Okay, I think I'm still there. Zoom has some problems. Let's have a look here. All right. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, there we go. I'm back now, I think. I think you can see me and hear me now. If you can, I just need a thumbs up from somebody. I can hear you. Okay, thank you. So I didn't start out there. You're sharing the screen. I see what you guys are doing. Okay. So, it didn't start out this big. Okay. It started out by me enrolling two people. I put one on the left of my team, one on the right of my team. And then I started building my sales organization, and I just didn't stop. So, Gary, I've introduced more than 180 people to the business in a period of 5 years. And, I tell people this all the time, some people have massive success introducing 15, 20, 30 people, okay, into the business. But if you want to become very successful in Jeunesse and you want to build your business around the world, you must introduce a minimum of 100 people to the business personally. And what that means is you will personally sponsor over 100 people. Well, I'll just tell you the statistics inside Jeunesse, because this is really exciting. All of the diamond directors and above the company who are making over 100,000 a month and more, okay, the majority of them have introduced 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 people or more. And what that means is you're literally 100 people away from changing your life, and all of you know 100 people. But that's the secret. And Gary, the size of the groups now are, as I said, in the hundreds of thousands, but it didn't start out that way. It started out with one on the left, one on the right, and I continuously built the team.
Okay, I'm still shocked with the numbers that you showed me. I was trying to focus what you said after that.
Oops, it is. Sorry. Yeah, it gets very big, but like, I want everybody to realize. Sorry, man, I got everybody buzzing into me. Sorry, more calls coming in. I want everybody to realize that it's like you got, it's like, look, when I first met you and you said you wanted to do something in Lebanon, you had a team and you wanted to make some other things happen. It starts out small. It doesn't start out like, okay, it's massively big and successful. In fact, I don't know of a company that starts out that way. I picked up a friend of mine this morning from the airport, and I'm making it back for this call. And similarly, he's an entrepreneur, a banker, investment banking guy, and this is what we talk about. In fact, one of the things we talk about is how to drive our business with technology and how to make things work. The exposure of the business is what's important, Gary. Like you weren't planning on coming to a workshop or planning on going through anything, but you said, listen, your mind was open because of the kind of personality that you have. Yours, Janan, Arthur, the team. And when you have an open mind and somebody drops in a great seed, it's like, oh my goodness, that makes sense to me. And that's what we're looking at here. Very shortly, the Lebanese market is going to be open officially. And it's going to be, then people are going to say, gee whiz, you're so lucky. And what's the luck? The luck is that you're willing to take action because your mind was open and you perceived a great idea. You were putting forth the energy of saying, I'd like to have these great things come into my life. And this is what happens. So as we travel around the world and as we talk in front of thousands, 15 to 20,000 people, sometimes it's a couple hundred people, sometimes it's a coffee meeting with one person. Sometimes it's a little dinner meeting with 10, 15 people, and they've all got their dreams and ideas of what they want to make happen in their life, and they're looking to attach to a successful vehicle. And that's what Jeunesse has right now. And I was on the phone with Wendy last night. In fact, this morning at the gym, I go to the gym almost every day, but this morning at the gym, Wendy texted me. She's here in Los Angeles. She's at her new home in Beverly Hills. And she's giving me updates of all the things that are taking place. When they started the company, it started out small too. When they started out Jeunesse, it started out small too. And now it's grown into this $1 billion a year company with distributors, marketers all over the world, and changing people's lives. This is the philosophy of why you want to be involved in this industry.
Can I ask a question? There's a lot
of course, Arthur. Good to see you.
So there's a lot of new distributors that sometimes don't really understand, like maybe the value or the business value that we provide to people out there, and why this is such a great opportunity for people who are willing to explore the field of entrepreneurship. So what is the business value and what is the business opportunity that we really provide people in this field of ours?
Okay, so let's say somebody decided to open up some kind of a business franchise somewhere around the world. Whether it's Subway, 7-Eleven, something along those lines. It costs money, a lot of money, to get one of those things up and running. What I love about the direct sales industry, it's inexpensive to start. Now, that's a cutting edge sword, Arthur. What that means is it's easy to get into, because it's not a lot of money to get started. But the commitment level means it's also easy to get out of, because you didn't spend enough money on that business to say, I'm going to stay in it to make sure I make my money back and make everything work. What I love about this business is that anybody can get started if they have a social media following, if they've got some friends on their phone book inside their smartphone, whether it be an Android or an Apple phone. Anybody can get started. And here's the great thing. I haven't met somebody that doesn't want to stay looking younger, that they want these kinds of products. So, and when you take a look at the entire piece inside Jeunesse is made up of 100% of the pie is the opportunity. Well, 50% of that pie is the products. 50% of that, 25% of the pie is products. 25% of the pie is the compensation plan. So that's your top 50%. The bottom 50% of the circle comes down to the individual, yourselves, the people watching right now. Do you have what it takes to connect with successful people, to be open-minded, to be coachable, teachable, willing to learn, and push your agenda forward? Because We don't know what your agenda is if you're watching this Zoom call today. We know that you're probably interested in doing something, but we don't know what you're interested in doing. What we want to share with you is how you can get started for very, very little money, but stay committed to the process of building, and understand that if you stay committed to with a little bit of money invested, and a little bit of money, anywhere from $250 up to $1,200, okay, is the maximum kind of height to get started in Jeunesse. And that's not a lot of money. It might be a lot of money for some people, but it's really not a lot of money if you really consider what it costs other businesses to get them started. And out there, here's the great thing. If you can stay committed, if the folks listening can stay committed to the idea that they can help other people microfinance themselves into $1 billion opportunity, that's where the light bulb goes on. The big idea starts to happen. Is saying, whether you join at the bottom basic package or the top ambassador package, okay, the opportunity is you have to be willing to understand that the microfinancing of getting somebody else started, sharing the products, the concept, the idea, the business with somebody else is where the magic starts to happen for everybody. And that's the idea that people have to stay committed to the business. So hopefully I answer the question, with good reasons behind it. You guys still there? Can you hear me? Good. Okay. See a thumbs up.
Yeah.
We're operating so.
One moderator, one.
No problem. I just so everybody knows, I keep getting. I'm sorry. What was that?
Yeah. So the first question that somebody asked, I don't remember who asked it. I wrote it here. Sorry if I don't remember your name. What's the best advice you can give for beginners?
Aha. All right. So like everybody, I wasn't born a network marketing professional. Okay. Behind me here's I have books and books and books on things that I've read and studied, and tons of workshops that I've gone to. I've had some incredible mentors. I was willing to listen. I was willing to take notes. I was willing to listen to what others were doing that were successful. Just recently, I had a gentleman who was trying to teach me how a better way to do network marketing was, and they showed me this incredible business plan on here's what we're going to do and this, that, and the other. And the challenge is that person had never built a direct sales business before, but had a great concept. And sometimes what we have to do is to humble ourselves enough to check our egos at the door and to say, okay, just tell me what I need to do. And what you need to do is make a decision to get in the business. The next decision is make sure you follow up with your upline. Your upline is going to have some strategic things for you to do. Like when I start out with people, I make sure that people have a list of names, more than 200 people to contact. And people say, man, that's a lot of people. Well, most people have more than 200 names in their cell phone or mobile phone. And if you go to Facebook, you got a bunch more friends on there or acquaintances. And by the way, if they probably aren't living the dream, but they'd like to, you've got to contact those people. You have to introduce them to the business, the reality of, hey, listen, we have a plan to making somebody become successful. And in the beginning stages, it's a little humbling to say that your idea is not the best, that somebody else's idea is the best. But here's the great thing. And here's my challenge to everybody. Why don't you test out the ideas of your upline first? Then just go and try and recreate the wheel yourself. They have see, in our business, we drive our revenue from the sales organization. So we would only want to tell you the best information to move you forward. We wouldn't want to sideline you. We want to give you the absolute best information for you to succeed in your business. And that's what I would encourage everybody to do if you're a beginner, is make sure that you participate in calls like this. Share the link in the next upcoming call or the next upcoming webinar or information. And when you get somebody interested and you don't know what to do, connect upline to success and do it like a three-way call. Do something that's going to allow you to say, listen, I'm connected to a very, very successful upline, and here's what they're going to talk about. These are the basic building blocks of any direct sales organization anywhere. And if you follow those little things, you too, in 90 days will have success. In 6 months, you'll think you're a rock star. And in 2 years, you'll be a rock star because you keep on doing the same things over and over again that allows you to have major success.
Great answer, Mike. Wow. Actually, I wanted to ask a question.
Actually, he just answered. I was going to ask him, what is your advice if someone wants to go all out and achieve big amount of success and get the success that you get as a business owner would expect from traditional business, like the big entrepreneurial dream?
So, I also have a mindset that is like, failure is not an option. Okay. So if I don't have the right answers, I know that there's people I can go to. Like yesterday, I called my sponsor, Jason, right? And, Jason's semi-retired now. He made, a lot of money last year, the year before. He's been in the business 7 years, in this Jeunesse for 7 years. Because remember, Jeunesse is going on 8 years old now, okay? Soon it'll be 9 years old, then it'll be 10 years old. And then, the people who's going to make the biggest amounts of money, people think, oh, you have to be an older distributor. You have to get in first. Well, let me tell you how difficult it is when you're in first. Okay. You have a lot of pressure. Whether you're the master distributor of our company, her name is Kim Wee. She doesn't live too far from me here in Orange County. And, we talk regularly, and like talked to Jason yesterday, you have to be willing to take some of the arrows in the back when you're starting your business. You don't have to take as many as the initial first founding distributors had to do, because it was all out, success is the only option. But we have systems in place now, Arthur and Gary, that people can rely on. The people listening to this webinar, I have you two to follow up with, or Janan to follow up with, or the team to follow up with, in order to say, hey, listen, I want to introduce this to a few people. Sometimes my upline calls me and says, Jason calls me and says, hey, listen, Adam, I got this guy on the phone, and he wants to know about this, that, and the other. Can you please tell him about the technology, or you tell him about the sampling program, you tell him about this and the other. And Jason, my upline, is using me to do a three-way call with somebody that he's bringing on board. It's not even in my organization. And that's the beautiful thing about being a diamond director in this company, is that you get paid on the entire company's volume every 90 days, okay, which is fantastic way in the comp plan. But what makes people successful is a not dying attitude, okay? Like, you're not going to allow the pressures of what you have to do every single day to overtake you. And, success will come to you when you realize that the things that you're going through in life, the hardships, the change in address, whatever the hardship is, this becomes your greatest story and learning experience to share with somebody, saying, listen, you know what, all these changes happened into my life when I started network marketing. Good, because, if things don't change, you're not going to change your outcome. And you have to be going through these changes. And by the way, every one of these changes is a test, okay? It's a little test from the universe, a success test, to see if you really have what it takes to persevere and continue going, in spite of the little setback that you just, stubbed your toe over. Okay, no setbacks are too hard to handle. Whether it's death, taxes, or other challenges, you can handle them. You're a human being. You're smart. You can handle them. You just have to have sometimes the right mentorship in the right direction. And one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, just was very, very poignant on saying you have to handle your disappointments. Sometimes in life, disappointments are going to come and just almost allow you to get off track, disrail your success. And what Jim taught me was, you cannot allow that to disrail your dream. You got to stay on track. You can stop for a moment, but get right back on the horse when you get your attitude back after you've sought higher counsel, and then start moving things forward. Now, the setback that you had that you thought was life-changing and disrailing and moving you away from your dream, now has given you the fuel and motivation for you to move forward, because you are going to have some setbacks when you start your own business. You're going to have people that say no. You're going to also have people that say yes. But you have to go through the no to get to the yes. You have to overcome the disappointment. in order to maintain the mindset that you have to have as an entrepreneur, as being successful in life, not just this business, in life. And the other thing is you have to have a pleasing personality. You know, nobody wants to do business with somebody who's a jerk all the time, or, you know, disruptive all the time. You have to have somebody who's pleasing. You have to be able to willing sometimes take a back seat, and you have to be willing to elevate your thinking. And the only way to do that is watching webinars like this, getting books, listening to great thinkers on CD, or maybe watching it on YouTube or a specific channel, you know, doing some of the information that Eric Worre asks you to do, because, you know, leaders come together. The way we develop another leader is by having us know that you're ready to become a leader. Otherwise, we don't know. We can't read minds. I haven't met anybody yet that has telepathy that, you know, they touch fingers and temples and go, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking. We need to know what you're thinking, and we need to know that you're committed. And if you're committed, my challenge goes out to everybody that's listening here. If you're committed, I'm telling you, the team that's on this call here that's running the events, they're totally committed. They're in. They're 100% in to say, let's go make it happen. And it's evident because a year ago, you know, this was just a concept, an idea of, hey, let's go make something happen in Lebanon and other places around the world. But when you have the right people to go to seek higher guidance, and you say, here's my heart's earnest feeling, you can make incredible things take place. And sometimes you need to be a little vulnerable and share that information. And, you know, and a leader is going to recognize that you're sharing your feelings and you really want success. And these are the things we look for in the personal development side of our business.
So Adam, another question that a lot of people ask us, and a couple of people ask in the chat here. So you've been a veteran in the industry of direct sales for a long time, and you've seen it go through a lot of shifts and a lot of regulations that have changed. And the way people see direct sales these days is becoming better, you know, and companies in direct sales are breaking all sorts of records worldwide. But at the same time, a lot of people are afraid of what if this is a scam, and what is the actual difference between a pyramid and a direct sales company, and what is it about that? What is the business model behind direct sales that makes it an amazing industry?
Okay, so I would first come down to taking a look at just regular distribution, because if you think of companies like Coca-Cola, or if you think of companies that represent Coca-Cola, or you think of people that are distributing Coca-Cola, you know, if I was giving a presentation here today to say, listen, in your current city around the world, whichever location you're in, wherever you are located geographically, and I said, listen, here's the deal. We have this incredible can of Coca-Cola, and we're going to offer an override on sales of Coca-Cola in your region. We're looking for some new Coca-Cola distributors. Now, Coca-Cola has a brand. Everybody knows what it tastes like. Usually every convenience store, hotel, you know, any store carries the product. Now, what if you could influence people within your area, and Coca-Cola is willing to send you just like, you know, 5 cents on every single bottle, you know, can of cola or whatever sold in that particular region or territory? Would we look at it as a pyramid? And the challenge is that's the opportunity with an incredible product. Okay, and of course I'm holding a coffee cup, but the point is you get it, right? There's an opportunity there. Now, and the opportunity has to come from, you have to have products that are willing to sell and transfer and happen in order for commissions in regular distribution to work. Usually there's the manufacturer, then there's the wholesaler, then there's the distributor, then there's the retailer, in order of regular distribution. And when there's regular distribution of an incredible product, everybody can see the chain links across, you know, those different methods of saying how I get the product into the end user's hand. Now, if you're in a company that doesn't really have a product, okay, and it's, you know, they're selling air. In fact, I saw a presentation that one of my diamonds put up on their Facebook page the other day, and the person was literally, because of the problems in Greater China with air, and this is a real video. I don't mind sharing the link, or maybe you guys get it. It's hilariously funny. But here's the point. They were running around with nets trying to catch air in England, putting it into a cup, sealing it, and then they were selling these jars to China for $80 each, saying that, here's a way to solve part of the clean air. They were literally selling air. Okay? Now we have a problem because there's no legitimate product moving from person to person to person through the distribution channel. And, network marketing sometimes gets a bad reputation. But listen, so does investment banking. So does the real estate industry. So does any industry that somebody's acting underhandedly in. What I love about what, the network marketing industry and the Direct Sales Association, Jeunesse, and what have you has done is, there's a lobbying group that looks for making sure that the highest ethics and standards are adhered to in our industry. And if you take a look at the company we're explaining to you right now, Jeunesse, who has incredible products that are available mostly all over the world, some places there's some registrations and stuff that have to take place. The products are being sold by the company. The distributors are representing those products. The distributors don't have to keep a huge inventory of product and resell them. They can, which is another way of doing direct selling. Or they can represent and say, just go to my website, end user, come to my website and take a look at the product. And when that product sells, commissions flow. And depending on what level you are inside the distribution chain, there's commissions paid out. And this is what the difference is between having real product in a real legal pyramid shape, because Coca-Cola is a real product and it sells very, very well. And distributors are paid for moving that product. That's how Jeunesse is. But if we had air and we're selling air, or we're selling, other things that have no tangible items to it, then we don't have, then we have an illegal pyramid. And the legal pyramid is usually based on just other people's investments and what have you into some kind of a scheme. This is why we have the Direct Sales Association, and this is why Jeunesse has won to date 216 awards. In fact, one of the awards that they won they won this several years in a row, is the Ethos Award. And what most people don't know what that is, I think it's like water or something, but the Ethos Award is for a high level of ethics. And it's a hard thing to win, but they've won that 3 times. Okay. And this is what makes our company very, very, the one we're representing right now, besides the industry, there's other great companies that are part of the Direct Sales Association too. They just haven't won as many awards that Jeunesse has in the last 4 and 5 years. And this is what makes us very, very different than being an illegal pyramid scheme versus a legal pyramid to where you can actually work and drive significant revenue through.
Perfect. So basically what people have to understand is that this industry is like any other industry. It's all about amazing and unique products that have to be sold, and that the industry uses people to sell these products. But instead of you just starting as a salesman where you sell products, you get to start as a sales manager and have your own team of people that also recommend these products. But it's all about products being sold. So this is maybe how we could explain this business model to make people understand what it is that we're doing.
Yeah, and the other thing is you already have a home, or maybe you're living, or maybe you're renting, maybe you own your home, maybe you're living with your parents, maybe you're living with a friend. It doesn't matter. Do you have a space at home? Actually, I'm going to introduce you to my wife real quickly. Hey, Jess, can you come say hello to everybody? Thanks. Because I run my business from home, and and it's summertime. And we have a 5-year-old. And just so you understand, last night, doing a call. Come over here and say hello real quick, honey. Come over here. Here's my lovely wife, Jessica.
Hey, hi guys.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Oh, good. Just getting ready to go have lunch with AJ. We're gonna have Riptide.
So I'm working?
Yeah, you're working.
Okay, good. Just checking.
I'm going to the pool too. But anyways, nice to see you. I hope to see you in person soon.
You want to go to Lebanon?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
Coming to Lebanon.
Yes, I know. I know. Adam's. When are we coming?
To be announced.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Political answer.
Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.
No, I know I interrupted the question you were answering, Arthur, but here's my point. We run a home-based business. There's sometimes where my 5-year-old comes and sits on my lap and we do presentations. You have to be real in this business. You have to just kind of shed all the other things and think, oh, geez, this thing has to be so professional and so pristine. What you need to do is realize that people are human beings. People have lives, and we have a way for people to attach to the success in this industry because of not only the owners of the company, not only the awards the company has won, not only the incredible product line the company has, not only the incredible doctors and the reputation that Jeunesse has established, but the leadership that has taken those assets and made them their own. So let me give you an idea. When somebody buys a car, somebody goes down and buys a Mercedes-Benz, okay? The Mercedes-Benz belongs to the Mercedes-Benz dealership. But when you buy that car becomes your Mercedes-Benz. When somebody buys an iPhone, it belongs to Apple at first. But when you buy that phone, the phone becomes your iPhone or your Android phone. And my point is, answering your question, Arthur, is that you have to look at this business as your people watching. This is your business. And when you get into this business, you have all these incredible assets that you can make your story because of all the work that's gone before you. And the differences between legal and illegal is this. Do we have products and services that sell every single month? Do we have customers that come on board every single month? Do we have people that say, I just want to have the product because of the product, that have nothing to do with the network? They're just customers. And the answer to those questions are yes, yes, and yes. And then if those are the answers to that question, yes, yes, and yes, is it okay that we pay you a commission or an override for making that happen as becoming an independent distributor inside the organization? And the answer is yes. And then my question to the audience is now, do you have the work ethic that's willing to step up and say, listen, I'm in Sweden, I'm in the United States, I'm in Canada, I'm in France, I'm in Germany or Middle East or wherever people are watching from here today. Do you have the work ethic to step up and let us know as leaders that you're ready to make a change? And if you do so, we're going to have an incredible partnership. And this is what makes our business work, tremendously well.
Exactly. Somebody asked a question, which I already put a note from my questions, which so your book next to you.
This one. Exactly. Planning system, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So just to share to everybody, the training that I was was not about Jeunesse. It was about how to create a balance in your life. And I think at that moment of my life, I really needed that training. And even though I heard a lot about trainings about personal development, but what you created is unbelievable, and I'm sure that's the main reason of your success. So, yes. Hello, AJ.
Hey, pal, can you say hello to everybody?
Very shy.
Can you say hi?
Hey, AJ.
He's ready to go. Sorry, guys, I got interrupted on a phone call. He's ready to go to the pool and go swimming, right? All right, cool. Can you say hello to everybody real quick?
Hi.
There we go. No. All right. Sorry, I have other calls that keep coming into my phone because I did it from my iPhone, not my system this morning. And AJ came running in because he knew he's got to go to the pool to say hi. But just so you understand, listen, life is never perfect, okay? And, so you have to have something that's going to pull you back to stay focused. And the biggest challenge that happens today, Gary, Arthur, and the team listening is that I was reading an email from Dennis Waitley the other day, and he said there's over 3,000 items that flash by our eyes every single day, attempting to distract us, okay? Instead of staying focused, instead to distract us and look over here. And you have to have something that's going to pull you back to being the real person that you end up becoming. And so what I developed was a system that allows people to live their life in balance. So the very, very first area over here is being, and clockwise it goes being, then brain, then body, then time, then people. And the last one on the list over here is the money tab. And what's important about this system is that it's called the Wheel of Life. Now, not to promote Walt Disney specifically, but like there was a movie, The Lion King, and everything's circular. And the point is that if you want to have a successful life or finances, a lot of people focus on money, but they neglect the other areas of their life. And what we try and focus on, what we focus everybody's energies on in the workshops is to, I don't mind what religion a person is. Okay, I ask that you believe that we're bigger than, we have to answer to something bigger than us. Okay, and if you're not religious, that's also okay. I want you to go spend time in a cancer ward with people that have 2-3 weeks left to live, just so you understand how precious time is and how somebody else is viewing it. Because one thing's for certain is that all of us are going to pass from this life onwards. Okay, we have a date with destiny somewhere down the road. So you want to be, having a spiritual connection is important. Taking in knowledge, listening to this seminar, webinar, Zoom call that we're doing right now, very important, because we keep on dropping pearls of wisdom for people to pick up on and say, man, that makes sense to me. I'm going to be following up with Gary Arthur Junot on my upline or my success line so they can get things done. So that's important. Looking after your body, important. Taking in the right foods, planning your workouts. Okay. I know people say, do I have to work out? No, you don't have to, but you have this body that's been given to you free and clear, and you can do whatever you want with it. But it's good to look after. Okay. Plus, when you look after it, you tend to look better, which is another benefit. Time. All of us have the same amount of time every single day, 86,400 seconds in a day, 1,440 minutes, 24 hours a day, and the wheel just keeps on running. What does the successful person do versus the unsuccessful person? The best way for me to explain this over the years that I've been training on this is this. If we could say, listen, I want to be a successful couch potato. Maybe in your neck of the woods, you don't know what a couch potato is. So that's somebody who has an awesome couch, and they want to be successful at it. What would you need to be like the ultimate, successful couch potato? You need a nice big screen TV, an incredible stereo system, popcorn on demand, maybe a fridge close by for, beverages and drinks. And then you probably say, okay, now I've got my couch, my TV, my room. And the next thing is it says, well, I'm going to need some friends. You have to have other people become successful couch potatoes. Now you're starting to duplicate the successful couch potato theory. In business, it's the same way. How do you become the ultimate in the direct sales industry? How do you go and build your business? How do you go and build your teams? And you start doing the same things that a successful couch potato would do, but now it's the opposite side of the coin. A successful direct seller would do. Sharing the opportunity, showing people the accolades of the company, connecting people with upline success. This is going to do that. And everybody has the same amount of time. So if we start to invest our time together correctly, and you allocate 5, 6, 7 hours to work this business full-time, maybe some of you it's 12 hours a day, whatever it is. This allows the duplication process to start taking place. Connecting with people, area number 5, before we go to money, is a lot of people have negative people in their lives. Somebody who is a dream stealer. For me, it was my father, and I love my dad, okay? But for me, it was my dad who was like, didn't believe in this industry. And, but I still love the man, okay? I mean, so you have to understand. So, and there's other negative people too, right? There's other people, friends that try and steal your dream. People say, oh, that'll never work. These people exist. You have to limit your time with those people down to nothing because for every negative minute that you hear somebody say that your dream's not worth it, you could have had a positive minute where you're actually working on your belief or working with people that believe you can achieve. And this is the opposite side of that successful couch potato versus becoming a successful person. All of you can become a successful couch potato very, very easily. Okay. But now to be successful at this business, you have to do what the upline's doing, what the success line's doing, what the other leaders and mentors are doing in this space. And when you hang around positive people who believe that you can achieve your dream, you can achieve your goals, you can make things happen, and just so everybody knows, I write all of mine down, right, in the system. So all of my stuff is completely written down. I have a purpose statement worth following. I have goals and objectives I want to make happen. And then I have goals and objectives for the month, which are broken down from my 5-year goals and objectives, 60-month goals and objectives. And, you know, just to put things in perspective here, I'll show you the income here, which is really fast. And this is over a quarter, okay? Just so we're all on the same page. And I think that's coming out there. I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but, you know, after you've made, it's up at the top over here, okay? So it becomes very, very crazy when people say, gee whiz, oh, it's $1 million. That's over $1 million. So the point is, you know, it becomes very, very contagious when somebody says, hang on, you've got a system for running success. We have 90-day planners to keep everybody planned on the same page. And then people say, hey, you're so lucky. And let me tell you what I've learned. There's 2 ways to look at luck. Okay, you can go down to a casino or a gambling house and roll the dice and play some cards. The point is, you have to be in the game. If you're not in the card game, you're not going to get lucky. If you're not rolling the dice in the game, you're not going to get lucky. But if you roll the dice in a system that focuses your energy, instead of being pulled away on all these 3,000 things or more every single day, but focuses your energy on, let's go make this happen, you start to create your own luck. And that's what's very, 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 very important, is you starting to create your own luck. And then people say, gee whiz, you're so lucky. And you're like, yeah, I create my own luck. And now the game's changed. The game is, if you're creating luck, how many of your friends would you like to have lucky with you? And now you have a methodology to show them, you have a system to make that happen. And they all have friends, and they'll have friends, and they'll have friends and customers and friends and friends and customers and friends and customers. And then in a year's time, 2 years' time, 6 months' time, you know, 90 days of focus, people will look at you and say, man, you're becoming a different person. In fact, what we've done is we've just picked out that person that you wanted to be, and we've raised you to the highest possible person that you can become. There, and the people that have influence around you are seeing you move yourself up. And that comes from personal development and clear 80-20 focus. Focus on the small little things that allow you to get massive, massive results in your life. And this is what Gary experienced part of what he experienced when he came to Dubai.
Exactly. I think we're already past 1 hour of this call. The problem that there are many questions, and do you have time to answer very fast the questions?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, so what are some habits you have or you adopted that help you to be successful? Very fast answer.
Okay, so the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I took that book and I put it into a planning system, and I do those 7 habits every single day.
Very good. How do you market yourself so that people are attracted to work with you?
Okay, so I know I don't show my homes and cars and things because those are tangible objects. What I show people on my Facebook or what have you is positive motivational quotes, either that I've created or I've adopted, or I share some others from my mentors. And the other thing I show is lifestyle. Lifestyle meaning hanging out with my family, traveling in first class, going to incredible locations around the world, taking a vacation. The lifestyle things that let people know that, wow, I'd like to have that lifestyle. Now, what are you doing for work to make it happen? And that's what I publish on most of my social media and Facebook feeds or what have you.
3 most helpful books you've read?
I'm really glad. So on my website, I have 21 must-read books. The first one, you know, I take all the holy books and I've made those last, not because I don't think they're good. I have them all at my house, but the point is that things need to be broken down. And sometimes when you start getting into the holy religious books, sometimes people go, oh, you know, sometimes they freak out. So the first book that I think is important for everybody is the biography of Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is known as the father of time management. And your lives, our lives, this moment, this last hour, we can't get back, no matter what we do. There's no invention of a machine that's been created, say, oh, we can get you the last 5 minutes back. So I think people have to understand that, you have to take in some information, and that's Benjamin Franklin's book, which is fantastic. And you can get it anywhere. You can download it for Kindle. It's everywhere, massively distributed. The second book I would say that's absolutely amazing for people to go out and read is The Greatest Salesman in the World. Now, you have to learn, whether you think you're in sales or you're not in sales, that's a sales job. If you say, listen, I'm not in sales, you've sold yourself that you're not in sales. And everything's a sales opportunity. When you meet your wife or future wife or girlfriend or whatever the case is, you're presenting who you are. So The Greatest Salesman in the World allows people to get a focus on the successful habits that you have to create over time. And there's 10 scrolls in that book that are absolutely fantastic. And then one of the most books that I think is, Zig Ziglar has an incredible book on how to raise kids in a negative world. And we're reading that one now. It's an old book, but I'm reading that one now. Why? Because we're raising AJ, he's 5, and we've got to make sure he takes in the right information. And the other book I think is really good is a humbling book. It's called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Now, there's lots of great books, but you asked me 3. But the reason I bring that book up is, sometimes we need to take our best and positive selves, our ego that comes out, okay, and we need to put it in check and give it a haircut. It doesn't mean that everything in the ego is terrible. It just means that some things in the ego need to be readjusted, okay? And that book is a great example of how to readjust self, and it leads you to other places. On my website, I have 21 must-read books, and you can go and see what those are over there too.
Wow, great books. I read already 2 of them. So I wrote the How to Raise Kids with Negative. I love the name of the book. By the way, about the Greatest Salesman of the World, when I was introduced to this book by you in Dubai, and what I did, because I couldn't find it in Lebanon, I bought 20 books from Lebanon. And I gave it as a gift to every distributor who joined my organization at the beginning. This is how I launched my business. As a gift, I was giving them, because every day and every time I give a book as a gift to somebody, I tell them it's one of the greatest books if you read it. Okay.
Those 10 scrolls are amazing. Success scrolls. I will persist until I succeed. I mean, good stuff in there.
Another question: if you had to start all over with all the knowledge you have now, what will you do to build your business? What business will you build?
I will never ever stop doing network marketing. It is, it's not the money's. It's about how you can help the person's life change. And I believe that we're all here on this planet for a reason. I think there's 2 things that you've got to do. One, you have to treat the people of this world, people of this planet Earth, very, very well. And the second thing you have to do, you have to treat Mother Earth very, very well. So, I would be in those categories of how to help people succeed, like in network marketing, and probably the health and wellness space, because one thing's for sure, people are getting older and they want to look younger, and that's a great marketplace to be in.
Exactly. What is your most successful method of generating new leads for your business?
Saying hello. Just meeting somebody and saying hi, and then finding in the Starbucks line, in wherever. I mean, being friendly, having a pleasing personality.
I think we should add this: go out, right?
Yes. And no matter which country you're in, everybody goes out. Even if it's cold at night, people go out.
Exactly. What is your the power of events?
Wow. Building event to event to event is very, very important. We have 5 expos coming up around the world over the next 4 or 5 months. I'm going to be at everyone except the Macau event. And the reason is I'm going to be in India, because of India's humming up really good. I'll probably be in Lebanon too. But anyway, but you have to build event to event to event. See, the events are the ingredient needed for people to see the vision. After the event, people will say, well, what do I do? And I say, listen, we have another event coming up in a month or 2 months or whatever it is. And now people can start to get their people together to come to that event to have a similar experience, and a similar experience and a similar experience and a similar experience. And each time your sales organization is ratcheting up and growing. Jeunesse has over 300 events a year. It's impossible for me to go to every single one of them. But you'll see when I travel around the world, I tell people where I'm traveling, I have a schedule of events so that people know they can build their business alongside mine. If you have people in India or France or Germany or Spain or Argentina or wherever in the world, Russia, doesn't matter, and you know I'm going there, set up a lunch meeting, have them come to the event, and I will meet your people and help them get into the business, sponsored by you.
Yeah, we already experienced that, guys. Essential skills to get us started.
I'm sorry, one more time.
What was the main question?
Incentives?
What are the skills that people need to get started?
You have to have some courage. You have to believe in yourself. See, if you don't believe in yourself to start with, nobody else will. Okay? So you have to believe that you can. And then you have to share that belief. And you also have to realize that when you share your belief that you're going to make something happen, that somebody else might reject you or accept it. But that's the challenge. That's the courage you need. It's okay if somebody says no. And when somebody says yes, it's more fun when somebody says yes, but you just have to have the courage to be able to take no's and yeses and have the discipline to discipline your disappointments when somebody says no and say, okay, it's just not for them.
Any advice on recruiting?
Yes. Go after the most successful people you know. Successful people like to connect with successful opportunities, successful deals. We have a very, very successful business and opportunity. Connect with those people and people who want to be successful. You know, if somebody wants to be as negative as they can start their own club. It'll attract people. And, you know, misery loves company. And they'll be complaining. You want to start your own group, positive, like-minded people. And in fact, what you put through your mind, I have a list of affirmations that I say every single day. One of them is, I attract to my reality like-minded people who will partner with me to change lives and earn multiple 6, 7, and 9-figure incomes. And the great thing is that this happens every single day. Yesterday, I did 23 Skype calls. Yesterday, I did 2 other Zoom calls, and I did 2 JWorld Live events for other distributors. That's like, you know, close to 30 events that I did, and I'm a top income earner in the company. And people say, well, you know, why are you doing so many events? Let me explain. I'm in the comfort of my own home. Okay, I'm in a nice, comfortable chair. This is how the business gets done. You have to be willing to help other people up inside the business. The other thing you have to do, you have to invest in people's success. You know, I have a concept that I invest back in people's businesses over and over and over and over and over and over again. And this is what I do around the world. And what happens is that if you are investing in success, you're investing in business building activity. And that's another important feature of principle of success.
Okay. That's it. Thank you, Adam.
Listen, you guys are very welcome. I'm looking forward to get out there. I do have another meeting that I'm a little behind on now, but I wanted to make sure that we covered everything. But listen, Gary, Arthur, and Janon, I'd like to follow up with you guys a little later on when you guys are freed up. I have a busy day today with some of the Russian stuff that we're doing, but I'm looking forward to coming out there with my family and sharing and helping your marketplace launch, besides the worldwide stuff that we have going on. But I'm very excited about making all that happen. Thank you.
Well, we're always happy to see you in person, Adam, so we can't wait to see you again.
Thank you. Listen, take care. God bless. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. This was week 3 of our weekly series. And tune in next Wednesday, because these series are not going anywhere. Every week we're going to target one new skill, one new advice, and we're going to guide you through the steps of success. And every once in a while, you guys are going to get a special treat. Like today, we're going to have guest speakers coming in and sharing their expertise with all of you.
So book yourself every Wednesday, same timing. Don't go to dinners. Really book yourself, because every Wednesday night will be a life-changing experience for you. And for the people who ask questions we didn't answer yet, I will make sure to give you to bring your answers for you. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.